Hi, this is Diana from the Capawesome team, and today in this video I want to show you how to build your first Android application from Capawesome Cloud. In our previous videos we saw how to create a Capawesome Cloud account, how to create your first app within Capawesome Cloud, how to connect it with your Git provider, with GitHub, and how to use the CLI also. So make sure to check these previous videos. So today we will start from this app we have already created, and we'll see how to build from Git our Android native build. Let's go 1 minute to the documentation to see, like, you should know the difference between native builds and live updates. Live updates are only updates from the web assets like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And native builds are updates that go through the store, are native updates of the native platforms, iOS and Android. So this is a main big difference that you need to know. Live updates don't need to go to the store. They are over-the-air updates, so you can deploy them instantly, and native builds need to go through the stores because we are building the native assets. This means you can, for example, if you need to add Capacitor plugin, if you need to update any libraries, any dependencies from your app, you need a native build. So having said that, this is the documentation that we have for native builds. So all that we are going to explain, you can find it here. Let's go back to the dashboard. Okay, so we are inside our application and we have this builds section. So in order to trigger a new build, we will select build from Git because we already connected it. And here you can select any Git reference. For example, the name of a branch, a tag, a commit. So this is my repo. I have this main branch. So I want to create a build from this main branch. Platform, in this video we'll select Android. Build type, we can choose between debug and release. If you select release, you will need to upload a certificate. We will see this in a future video. For now, we will select debug. The build stack, if you have any software required, like specifically required any version or something, you can get into this, but if this is not the case, we will select the default, which is this one. Environment is if you want to add any predefined environment variables for this build, you can add them here. In this example, I don't have. In a future video, we will see in detail how to do this, but everything is explained here, as I mentioned, environments. And this is also our type of environment variables, our custom environment variables, also explained in the documentation under the custom environments section. So for this example, we will leave that empty. So if we hit build, the build process for this Android app will start. Let's go inside the build. Here we will be able to see, once the build process starts, we will be able to see all the logs, like step by step, what is happening, what is this job doing, and then when it finishes, if everything is successfully, we will be able to see the final message, and our artifacts will be here for us to download. So as you can see here, you have like all the logs for all the section, which is like setting up the build environment. Then it will build all the application, like build it for Android, so all the Capacitor plugins that your application has and all that stuff. So we need to wait a few minutes. And that's all. The build process was successfully, and we have our two artifacts, the APK and the AAB files. You can download them here. And a very cool feature is that you can click here and you will get a QR code that you can scan with your Android device, and you will get the app installed in your phone. So that was all for the Android build. Then you can check your build from this builds section. You will have access to all your previous builds, and you can download the artifact and see the logs anytime. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any question, please let us know. In the future videos, we will see how to do the same for iOS and how to use more of the other options, like build a release build with the signing certificates, and also how to use environment variables. Bye!